back to RHP, and today I thought of doing something a little inspirational or motivational. I don't know, put it wherever you want to put it. I want to share a story. I want to share a personal story. I've shared this story before, but let me share it again, okay? There's no harm in repeating, and so I'm going to share it again. The last time I was delivering a baby, and that was at Kenyatta Hospital, something happened, and I keep on recalling what happened, and sometimes it gives me strength to move forward. In so many challenges that we go through day to day, sometimes these particular incidents makes me, to stop all the worries, to stop all the anxiety, and just to find a strength of forging forward. And so if it does that to me, I'm hoping it will do the same to you, okay? So let's go ahead and share the story. But first things first, if this is the first video you are watching in this channel, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm excited that you are here. My name is Ronji, and I share with you nothing other than good health content that could be beneficial to yourself or to somebody you care about. So go ahead and tag them along. Any video, any that we've done that is beneficial to them, go ahead and let them know. Share the videos with them so that they can benefit of the same, and let's grow together in a healthy way. And so this particular time when I had gone to deliver my little baby, after she was delivered, I was advised that she's going to need some medical attention, some further observation at the newborn unit. And so we stayed at the hospital longer than I was expecting, okay? And so while there, we had to make trips. We had to make trips from the wards to the newborn unit, and it was a difficult task. It was not something easy to do, especially if you're taking care of a CS wound. You know how hectic that can be, but then it needed to be done. And so every day, I think after every 2.5 hours, we were making the trips to the newborn unit, day and night, round the clock. And so that was our life when we were there. And in such situations, you make friends, your fellow women whom you do the same rounds with, whom you share ward. You make friends in those circles, and you encourage each other in the journey you are in. So there's this particular night as we were going to breastfeed our children. I remember I was following behind. I think I overslept. It was about 3 in the morning. And so I was catching up to some of my friends who had gone ahead of me. And as I was approaching the entrance of the NBU, I could hear a mother cry from inside. And that kind of cry, it was a unique cry. And you could tell that mother has definitely lost their baby. It is the kind of cry you hear and something happens in your stomach. You feel it right inside your stomach. And so I knew that cry from wherever it's coming from, that mom has definitely lost her child. And when I opened the door to get inside, I could see where she was sitting at. And it got to me. So I wanted to, I just headed over there where she was. I held her and started talking to her. She was crying bitterly, painfully. I couldn't help myself. I cried with her. Having lost a baby too, I understood what she was going through. And so I wanted to comfort her. I wanted to encourage her. But at the moment, no words were coming out. You look at her and you can't help it. You cry also. It was that painful, okay? And so we cried there for some time. And I calmed down, and then I just held her, and she was sharing how she had hopes that she was going to walk away from the hospital with the baby, and how she had had a difficult pregnancy with that baby, and the expectations a mother has when they are carrying a child for 9 months. And the way her journey was not smooth, apparently. She was sharing how she had to be admitted, how she had to be on bed rest. And eventually when the baby came, she thought, the baby is here, so my troubles are over. So she had high expectations for the baby. And all I could tell her all the while she was crying and sharing the experience was, I know how you're feeling. I know the kind of pain that you are in right now, and I totally understand how you are feeling. That I kept on repeating those words for one reason or another, I don't know. And true, I knew how she was feeling because I've told you I've lost a baby before, and I know how she was feeling for sure. And so as we continued talking and just being there for her support, I think at some point I even prayed for her, just holding her but praying for God to give her comfort and all. And at some point she calmed down. And narrated some more of what had transpired and how she was not expecting it and how would she walk out of the hospital without a baby. Sad stuff, okay? Sad stuff. And my sympathy goes out to such moms. It's not a good situation to find yourself in. I forgot myself completely. I stayed with this lady. And our visits to the newborn unit were timed for exactly 1 hour. After 1 hour, you go back to the wards and leave the babies. And I think I had spent about 40 minutes with this lady. I totally got lost until I saw a nurse walking towards our direction where we were seated, and she didn't seem happy. She came and, she angrily called me and said, your baby is crying. You are here all this time and your baby is crying. The moment she said those words, your baby is crying, on a normal setting, those words should upset any mother because who wants their baby to be crying and they're there? But considering the hour we were in, considering the moment we were in, to me, it was good news. In my mind, I thought if the baby is crying, that baby is alive. She must be alive to be able to cry. That's how I took it. That's how I interpreted the whole thing. I took it as good news. I took it as a relief because, we were just talking about, we were handling a situation whereby a mom has lost their baby. And so when she told me my baby was crying, it didn't upset me like it should have upset me. I took it as good news to mean that that baby is alive. And so I quickly, went to attend to the baby. And we had about less than 20 minutes that particular hour of visitation. So I did what I could, breastfeed her, change her and stuff like that. But then it left me thinking about other things in life. And this is the moral of the story. This is my whole reason of telling you this story. It's that in life sometimes we go through stuff which are very hard. And it even makes us cry at some point. You might not be crying physically, we cannot be seeing tears, but then inside you are lamenting, you are crying over stuff that are not going the way you expected them to go in your life. And I'm here to remind you, if you're crying about something, well, one good thing that is happening to you right now is that you are alive. Okay? I'm not even trying to take away the weight of what you are going through. My message should not be interpreted to mean that I'm making light of your situation. I don't know how it is. I don't know how it's feeling on you. I'm just here to remind you that if you're crying over something, it means you are alive. And the fact that you are alive, that should be good news. It should be something encouraging. That's fine. You could be crying today, but nobody knows about tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow things are going to change to the better. Maybe things are going to work out for you finally, and I pray they do. But the fact that you're crying today, it means you're alive. And so go ahead and be grateful even for the opportunity to be alive, despite the fact that you are alive and in anguish, some sort of, distress. Just appreciate the fact that you are alive. I didn't know ever that I would ever appreciate my baby crying. Because when they are in the newborn units, you are worried about them. You don't want any distress to befall them because they are there already because they are not well. And so to add onto their misery, you don't want them to be crying. You want to be there to attend to them. But sometimes we are called to look beyond in the bigger picture. And the bigger picture was, to me, that the baby is alive. And that was hopeful enough. That was the only thing I needed at that moment. And maybe it is the only thing you need at your moment right now. Whatever it is you're going through, if it is making you cry, remember, you're crying because you're alive. And so, be grateful for the gift of life and work it out from there. And may God come through for you, okay? So we say today it was just an inspirational kind of episode. And let me hear your comments. Let me hear what you have to share. Has something happened to you that made you think of life a different way? That gave you hope in some sort of way? We talk about silver lining. Has anything happened in your life that, despite the fact that it was tough enough, it opened your mind to see something good that came along with the thing that made you uncomfortable? Share with us. Let us hear your story. I hope this encourages somebody. I hope this uplifts someone. Whatever it is you're going through, may God come through for you. And let's meet again on another episode here at Ronji Health Tips. And again, subscribe. And thank you for joining me for today. God bless you until we meet another time. Bye.